I'm back to Strange Antiquities for a couple reasons. First being that during the stream, I somehow made a mistake. And when we were making a choice on what to give the museum curator, Thaddeus White, I wanted to give him the artifact so that he could bring us the coffin. But instead, for some reason, I gave him the other artifact that was supposed to like keep the infected people away, which then it didn't work and things went bad from there. So I want to try and fix that. But there is another thing that I mentioned in the stream once and then didn't follow up on during the game because I guess I was just caught up in the story and what was happening. It was that on some of the pages, there is a little X in the corner of the page. So I want to track down which item this is on and see if I can figure out where to take that. So one of them is the Babelia. So the Babelia is this item that we used for translations. Then another is the Ortford Spire, which is that thing that gets dipped in goat's blood. And then the Faunic Needle also is marked with this. And that's it. There is 3 artifacts that are marked with an X in the book. Now, 3 artifacts, that sounds like potentially something to do with this 3 pedestals. So let's give it a try. See if this is another way to unlock something in our shop. Looks like it might be. Ooh. Okay, so it's another one of those clock puzzles, but it looks slightly different, right? Because normally the moon colors were like this whole thing looked different. This is a bit of a different place where we see cogs. But yeah, let's have a look at our moon clock. And yes, that's the correct configuration. So now look at the clock. Oh, interesting. So this is the configuration in which our clock is broken. It doesn't stop on some, normally the handles would be stopped and that would indicate which buttons we want to press. But in this case, they're broken, so we don't know what to press. So that means, what does it mean? We want to look for other places where this image of the moon appears and investigate them. I'm not sure we have any artifacts that specifically have this phase of the moon on them. We have some crescent moons on the Elva stone, but that's not exactly that kind of image, where it specifically has the whole moon and then some of it is covered and uncovered. It might be in the books, it might be in somewhere in the maps. So let me just have a look for everything and see if I can uncover something. So he's got this on his belt, this sort of crescent moon, but there is no indicators of like what to press, right? It's surrounded by dots, just like this moon is surrounded by dots. But there's nothing here to say, oh, it's those buttons, those dots. But it's something potentially to do with the Holgar situation, which we had few references to it, right? Because as even this talked about the beast in the catacombs, right? There's a vast skull in the catacombs said to be that of the beast Belancarta. Holger's followers believe that when he slew it, he trapped its soul along with its power with an item known as the Wrath Chamber. Heart chambers are based on this mythical object, but they have morphed over time in a way that keep those dear to us close to heart after death. Yes, so potentially there's something in the catacombs that could link to this. So there's the beast, but we went to the beast before because we were like, oh, we should check it out, see if anything happens. But obviously there is a bunch of graves with moons here as well. That might be something to do with it. This one here, I mean, it's pointing the wrong way, right? So that's not the right one. This, the 1781, that's the correct crescent moon, even though it doesn't have the whole circle around it. Same for this 1511. That one kind of has a circle, but not exactly on the moon. It's around it. And I guess this corner coffin here, it does have the 2 moons, but they're not exactly. So, I mean, I guess I can just visit them and see if anything happens. This was a mistake. Okay, not this one. We get a little bit of dread. That's fine. This one. I should have not come here, okay. The fact that they give us dread, I mean, I know we could just get dread for doing the things wrong, but, you know, some of the things we did wrong during the game just didn't give us dread at all, so this feels like it's specifically set up to be like, oh, you're looking for some crescent moons and you're picking the wrong ones? Well, here's a punishment. And so, well, I mean, this 1560 is a crescent moon, but it's facing up instead of the side, so there's still this one. The grave is old and worn. There was an inscription once, but it's too faded and crumbled to read. And we like, okay, well, something's happening here. And we know this item, the Carrick's candle, it has the power to let us see things as they were in the past. So if the inscription is worn, which is another thing we already used in the catacombs, we can use it to see the inscription as it was before. The candle brings the past into focus, and I am able to read the inscription on the tomb. Arthur Ambrose, 1412-1507, proprietor of Strange Antiquities. Oh, the old owner of the shop is buried here. Beyond the veil, in the dark, beats the shop's forbidden heart. Bring protection for thy mind, against the horrors you might find. Take sweet breath to clear the tainted air. Stay wakeful, 'tis death to slumber there. Okay, well, I do have sweet breath to help me, but where am I going? Beyond the veil, in the dark, beats the shop's forbidden heart. Well, I mean, I would assume that maybe the shop's forbidden heart is what I've opened up by doing this, right? Because that all links together. But I guess you could have found them. You could have found the grave first and not this, so that can lead you to uncovering this. Okay, well, I guess I have to go there again just to read the rest of it. I should take a screenshot. Okay, we need to take sweet breath, because it says, beyond the veil in the dark, beats the shop forbidden heart, which I think is what we found by doing those 3 items. Bring protection for thy mind against the horrors you may find. Okay, sweet breath. I guess protection for mind is different. Take sweet breath to clear the tainted air. So protection for the mind, it was another item. Yeah, we have a bunch of things to do with mind. So there is the restful meter, which is this thing, which helps you get into a meditative state and promoting clarity of thought, which might not be quite protection of the mind, but I'll keep it in mind for now. Sex room protects against insanity in all its forms. Take these items like the mind itself are not well understood. So actually, the sex room, which is this, might be what we want. So we've got this, and we've got the sweet breath to clear the tainted air. Stay wakeful, 'tis death to slumber here. Okay, we may also need the item that lets you stay awake. It was something that, you know, you didn't have to go to sleep, which might be like what this last thing is referencing. Yeah, the sleep vessel. They help people stay awake beyond the natural limits by storing their fatigue over time, and repeated use they become more and more difficult to handle, as what they are undreamed nightmares. Yes, so the sleep vessel. Okay, so we have the sleep vessel as well. Interestingly, I thought like we had to do something with the clock first, but once again we have 3 items, right? So bring protection of the mind, sweet breath to clear the tainted air. Oh, does sweet breath not go on this? Oh, I was thinking this was another pedestal puzzle, but no. Because I was like, those 3 things, but it doesn't go there. It's not that then. So what? How do we get to the state where we can use those items, right? Because that's the... like, unless the game is telling us we can put them somewhere, obviously nothing's gonna happen. Because I can't just wave them around here. Can we fix the clock with one of them? No. I don't think the text has any clues to the time. I think the handle that's not moving is gonna be one of the buttons, right? Because that one's at least stopped. So we know, or, you know, we can maybe assume that's correct. But then what? What do we do with the 2 handles that are... going crazy? This one, as much as it's going wobbly, at least it's, you know, vaguely pointing towards a time, right? It was just, you know, maybe moving to 9 and got stuck, but like the hour handle is just going all over the place. And I wave this thing here to see things. No. Know anything about this kitty? I'm like, because there was years on the grave, right? Arthur Amber's 1412 to 1507. Like, are those numbers meaningful, or they're just actual dates? Not something we need to worry about. The pages that those items were on. I'm not sure there are actually page numbers in this. No, because the pages move, right? As you add more things, because they're alphabetical, the page number changes. So there isn't page numbers in the book. I'm wondering if there is any sort of like patterns to the clock, right? Because previously we've always just done the moon we need and look at the time. But is there any patterns to what times you get on the clock based what moon you get, right? So let me just write them all down and see where we go. So once we look at all of the clock faces, right? All of the phases, all of the times, you can see that there's actually distinct groups of the clock configuration. So we have those four here, which is the phases with the 2 crescent moons here and the 2 versions of the gibbous moon here. They have this sort of 5-minute offsets between the handles, and they're all just a different rotation of the same pattern. So where the hour handle is pointing at either 9, 12, 3, or 6, right? Similar here with the new moon, full moon, and the half moons. It's the 90 degrees angles, and then they turn on the clock face. So our target time belongs to this third group, in which we have I assume this is the seconds handle, where we have the 2 handles here pointing in like a 10-minute interval, and then this third handle is basically pointing sort of opposite. We get this sort of Y shape. Okay, so if we take a copy of the handles and we rotate them so, that one matches where it already is, it gives us a 10, a 12, and a 5. So we have the 10, which is already there, a 12, and a 5. And it spins. It opens. Ooh. Okay, this symbol matches what was on the coffin. And well, we have 3 slots here, and we brought the 3 items and as described on the grave, right? So I guess this could have pointed us further towards the grave we were supposed to find in the catacombs. So if we just place them here, we're actually going in heart of the shop. Reach the heart. Hi. Well, this is spooky. I have entered the heart of the shop. I am part of Strange Antiquities now. I flow with the foamic energy of 1,000 years. I am at peace. Okay, well, I was trying to fix my game ending, but I guess I turned into the heart of the shop. I feel its rhythmic pulse. I am enveloped in its warm embrace. Oh, okay. It wasn't what I intended to do, but that's interesting. Well, yes, let's try go again and actually do what I intended to do. Good thing they just let you reload to wherever you were in the days. Okay, it takes us to this, but we don't want to do this. We don't want to do this because we know how that ends. And instead, we just deal with customers until, Thaddeus shows up. Yeah, the Wilderness was a terrible idea. I've only made things worse. I wish Eli was back. He didn't know what to do. Yes, he got the diary article. He didn't bring it to Eli because he thought Eli would destroy it, and he's a collector, so he wanted to keep it. Seemed too important to be allowed to destroy it, but I see how naive that was. The casket is far more dangerous than anything I've come across before, and now I have where they are looking for their black eyes. Either I need to keep them out of the museum or bring the casket here to Strange Antiquities and hide it in all of its secret places. Well, I have plenty secret places apparently, but yes. Somehow, I ended up giving him the Lunema because maybe I kept the wrong page opened when I was looking for things, but all the Lunema does is it helps you keep people away, which then failed to keep the infected people away because obviously the casket is stronger than our little artifact here. So what I want to give him is the Dread Vivant, which is the item that symbolizes life and death, which, I mean, later on in the game we've identified the Dread Vivant as the logo of the game, so, you know, important item. And that's what I wanted to give him. So the rest of the game, I assume, will go on, and then we can just skip to the end and see what happens. Hey, Thaddeus is back. I went to move the casket, but it's gone. What do we do? I heard Eli's back in town, but he hasn't come to see me. And if he's not here, then I don't know where to find him. Okay, Eli may have stolen the casket by now. Oh god, what do we do? Because that's how it happened in our ending, right? We thought it was lost to the people, but then Eli said he actually got it out himself. So the only thing changing that item we give to Thaddeus changes is that Thaddeus does not die, right? Because he doesn't end up being chased by the infected people or the cursed people and then dying, trying to protect the casket. But I guess to save Verona, I would have had to rewound further because we decided her item earlier on. The museum was ransacked last night. I went looking for my brother, but he's nowhere to be found. The good news is they didn't find what they were looking for. I moved the casket myself and hid it here in one of Strange Antiquities vaults, yes. So that's still the same, but Thaddeus is not dead. It's safe for now, but we can't leave it here for long. Well, we don't know that he's not dead, but he's just missing, not actually dead. I have more to prepare, but I've left instruction on how to access the vault in the desk drawer. Yeah, that's the same. So here we have a straightforward clock puzzle. Let's get the casket out. Should I open it? And now it's time for the ritual. Go to the pit. But I guess the fact that Barton comes before it and says we should take it to this other place, that might be a different ending as well that you could potentially do. But I don't trust Barton. Like, not that he's evil himself, although I'm pretty sure he was the one that got the casket. I think it's just that he, you know, he doesn't understand what he's doing. Yeah, so we get basically almost the same ending. So this is the ending I should have gotten. Did I not get confused which item I was giving the values? So it wouldn't have been that much different, right? Verona would still die, Eli would still die. So the only difference is that Thaddeus is alive and he's ashamed of the part he's played. So it's actually still ending 7. So that doesn't even change it. But yes, I just wanted to see how much would it changed if I made the choice I wanted to make. But well, instead, because I decided to take a second look at the game, I found the secret ending. So that's nice. But yes, I guess the other options are Barton tells you to go somewhere else. Like, he doesn't tell you to go to the pit. He probably tells you to go to those portals made by the nameless gods of the past. So that might be something where you give them the casket, and then like giving something else to Verona might be that changes the ending, because obviously then she's not part of the mob if she manages to break through the curse. But yeah, I think this time the endings might be a bit more varied than since I changed what I thought was one of the more important choices, and it still kind of gave me the same ending, or it was the same ending, right? Because it was the same title and number. Actually, bonus to the bonus, I'm gonna try and open the casket at the end. See what happens. First, we need to get it out. Time to end this, but this time we're gonna end it quite differently. We still have to perform the ritual because I don't actually want it to fail. But now when he asked for the casket, I give him the Wixic cord, distract him, to paralyze him while I open it. I bring up the Wixic cord as the traumatist realizes what is happening. He lunges at me, but he's too slow. His body stiffens and falls to the ground. I am surprisingly calm now that I have given in to the casket's dark power, but a raucous chorus of shrieks and cries breaks me from my reverie. The mob is upon me. As I look out at the manic faces baying for blood, my gaze lands on one that is calmer than the others. I am surprised to find that I recognize her. It's Verona Green, the occult scholar. Quite. The apprentice begins to understand. She holds up her hand and the group comes to a stop, all staring at me with their lifeless black eyes. You see now, it is inevitable. The casket will be opened. I barely hear her. My mind is filled with one thought only. Slowly, savoring the moment, I reach down and open the clasp that holds the Nalean casket shut. The mob cheers, but I don't even notice. Time slows and the rushing roar of my own heartbeat fills my ears. I open the casket. Dark power flows through me. The rhythms and worries of my former life are meaningless now. It is hard to remember even what they were. Devastation and darkness surround me, but I feel nothing. Why should I care? Even the nameless gods bow to me now. I am immortal. I am powerful. I am God. Well, I mean, it's the bad ending, but also I am in charge of everything now. I am the god of gods. Everyone is either cursed or dead or insane. I guess some of them are alive, but they are live in the world of chaos created by me. Jupiter is alive. He is resilient and resolved for surviving and thriving. So, whatever we do, Jupiter is like, I don't care, You can be God. I am a cat. I am the god above gods. So he's thriving. He's good. Yes, ending 8 as seductive power. The power of the casket could not be contained. I fear nothing. I feel nothing. That's definitely enough for all the bonus endings. Yes, there is clearly more because I got 7 and 8 and the secret, but then what's 1 and 6, right? I guess you can discover those things yourselves if you want to, because the game is really good, so worth taking a look at the different options, I'm sure. So let me know in the comments what you thought about this one, and if you enjoyed the content, consider liking or subscribing. Thank you to channel members for supporting the channel, and I will see you soon on another adventure.